I generally don't get the fuss. I don't understand why people are hyping about this. Absolutely. Hey guys, welcome back to your Women's Gear Review channel, and today we are reviewing the Aer Travel Pack 3. In this review, we will of course have got you covered. We're going to go through the summary, we'll go through the features, we'll pack it out, see if we can get into it. We'll do a wee fit check, comfortability test, airline test, water test, and then run through some pros and cons. And of course, as always, if there is anything that we've missed that you would like to know, then just pop us a wee comment below and be sure to get back to you. Okay, let's get cracking on with the summary. So this is priced at £249. You do have that Cordura ballistic nylon exterior. You've got 54.5 by 33 by 21.5 in centimeters. So this is a wee 35 litre, a starting weight of 1.9 kg. Now this definitely feels like it is liquid gold in the bag community. Everyone loves a bit of Aer, and I'm sorry how I say Aer. I'm probably butchering the pronunciation of it, but whatever's coming out of my mouth is the only way I can say it. Aer. In terms of the shape and style, it's not super curvy or slouchy. Now, depending on how you're kind of packing it, it can feel like it does lean forward. If you kind of get the base a little bit better, you might have a little bit of a wiggle room, but it does kind of not, like as you can see, it's like floating forward, and obviously like the weight distribution when it is packed out is a lot for a backpack. So that is just something to keep in mind when you are setting down this bag. But you do kind of have like this boxy look, so this kind of style, but it does hold flexibility. The kind of main oomph of it is the kind of back system where your laptop is. Now this is where whenever I do like airline tests and stuff that I opt for more of a flexible backpack, especially with that back system, just because then you're more likely to be able to squeeze it in for the kind of smaller dimensions, whereas this one, because the way it is set up, you're less likely going to be able to do that. I definitely say this is a clean, modern style. It's definitely subtle with the branding. It's not something that's too in your face. It does give a professional and tech friendly kind of look rather than a more of like a outdoorsy vibe. I don't know if anyone gets it when I say this, but it's very action like this is something I can picture Laura Croft. Is it Laura Croft, the wee woman who runs about? Like, this is the kind of backpack I would feel like she would wear on her missions. I'm giving Laura, aren't I? Aer offer lifetime warranty, international shipping, and they do offer a 14-day return. If you are interested in all things gear related, then I highly recommend signing up to Size Matters, my email community. All you're going to do is literally click the link below, sign up today, and you might get a wee cheeky email back. Okay, without further ado, let's get cracking on with the features. Okay, starting off with the branding. Obviously, there is nothing too in your face here, which is perfect and ideal for travel purposes. So we just got a little bit of branding embedded on the kind of hardware, and you will find it also here just subtly in the straps, and you'll find it here on the side. So starting off externally, we have got 1, 2, 3, 4 straps. External straps here acting as compression straps, and also a great way of holding in whatever you've got in your kind of outer pockets here. I was very happy to see that they have implemented something that is quick and easy to take off, a wee magnetic close. Sometimes you'll find like a G hook on the system, which is also something that I appreciate. Lovely hardware. It just means then instead of what some brands do is close this completely off, and you actually can't even get a product in and secure it in any easier. So I definitely appreciate that. Obviously you've got that momentum then to kind of close in the bag should you wish, kind of reduce the capacity on both sides. They've opted for no dangle stoppers there, which isn't too bad because there isn't a lot. It kind of like doesn't flap too much, so we'll let them away with that. But that is on both sides. On this side, if I just open these back up again, quite easy to do that. You'll find your little D hook on the top here. Don't have that on that side, so just on one side here. If you wanted to attach anything there, then you could. Then where you're gonna find your Aer kind of branding is where you'll find this pocket here. All the zips should be noted that they are branded as well, which is just a lovely touch, especially when you're paying for a backpack that you want to be premium all around. It just adds a nice touch to it. So opening this up, now this gives you a little bit of stretch, a little bit of mesh, and that leads you to like your little outer compartment here for your water bottle, tripod, whatever you can kind of fit in there. What I absolutely adore is that they don't take away from the whole design. So say you're not using that, there we go, slim and slender, plop it away. And then it also leaves rooms for securing in, say, your tripod in here. Because if you open this up, it might be slightly too big, but then if you can kind of compress it down, then it works a bit better, and then you can feed that through a little bit. Let me just show you a wee example as I'm talking about it. So this is your tripod, say, open that up. You've got a slimmer, slender kind of space. Wrap that around and secure it in a bit better. So if you start opening it, then it leaves a little bit of gap and just a little bit of faff, really. So let me show you a little bit of sizes for water bottles. If you are wondering, obviously we're going to be packing this up, but it's quite well structured anyways, so I think you're still going to get a good bit of room for it. So opening up this pocket, let me show you the 500ml. We can still kind of secure that in if we wish. Just shoving it down could be, do you know when you miss like a little bit of the space because of how the design is? That's kind of what it feels like there. I prefer having the either 1 litre or a 750ml with me. These are all from Super Sparrow. I will leave the links below. So we can get that in. Again, kind of awkward just for the pure fact of it not being as secure probably. I mean, not a lot of movement, so that's kind of good to know. And also you've got that strap here, say you can secure it in a bit more. It's just that I find it interesting sometimes that we've not got full use of that whole space, but otherwise that fits in grand. Take that out if you want to know. 1 litre. This is a 1 litre. That feels more secured, but yeah, might just struggle to get that little strap over. That is that in there. That we'll see again when we start packing it up. So obviously we can close that off. Boom. I actually really enjoy the magnetic for the sides here. Good shout. Then on this side you get the same with your compression straps, your magnetic close. But on this side, this is where you're gonna find one, your handle. A little bit of cushion to that. Lovely jubbly stuff. Easy to grab the bag from the side under the seat in front of you instead of grabbing onto the old straps. This pocket then is going to be like a little secret pocket. You can kind of hide it a bit, like so. And in there, little custom pillar, and that is a wee secret kind of style pocket. Handy enough for your phone, passport, things that you don't want to have. Possibly you want them close to you, but you don't want them to be as obvious, if that makes sense. So a little bit of a secret kind of secure pocket there. I love the bright interior of this bag. It's something I definitely appreciate when brands implement that, especially when you've got a darker exterior. Matching that in the inside is just absolutely pointless, I feel, because I can't see anything. So having bright interior makes all the difference. Something to note throughout is that the zips are not coated. Now, if you're new here, I am 1000% a fan of coated zips, but I've come to realize you can still get great water resistance even when the zips aren't coated. So whilst I just love that more aesthetically, still does a great job. We obviously got here at the back, which we'll get into a second, a little bit of a coated zip. So that is good to note. That handle that we have there, we have a wider kind of thicker one here. Nice little bit of cushion, does the job. So that's kind of it for both sides. You'll find those handles. Should have mentioned that on the water bottle side, but I was so engrossed in the water bottle that I forgot, but that is handy. Just really saves you from, anyways, for me, is like the longevity of these straps. I don't want to be grabbing onto this, so having handles on multiple sides, and then you've got one here at the bottom, saves that. And hopefully that's something that you're implementing and using with this backpack, because then you'll just have a better overall experience. I wonder if you can guess it before I say what I absolutely love about this front pocket. Two things actually, is that we've got a coated zip, and also the little hood. I am such a fan of this. I just don't know why. I just think it makes the bag just look so much sleeker, so much more elegant. And yeah, especially with the way they've implemented like the air in the tag and the zips, stunning. You've got two tabs on each side. Obviously you can go ahead and attach to these if you felt like doing so, but it just helps then opening up the bag, so you can kind of pull on either side, which is a handy little feature now. I just don't know if I'm a fan of them flapping about, but if it's going to help open this, especially when you are swinging it around on your body, then it just helps get into the front pocket quicker. In here, it is just space. You've got a little key tether that is sewn in, again with that bright interior. We absolutely love it. Simple, to the point, you know me, love that. The pocket is just here. It doesn't run up to the top or anything. You can close that off, plop that in. Going into our second pocket that we have here, which, coated, not coated, lockable. Love that. So, big points for lockable zips, bright interior and coated zips. They are things that I definitely look for. You might be different. Opening this, goes down. So you got your double zip, so you can just come from the top if you wanted to. Play about with that. Opening up the space. One stretchy pocket, two stretchy pocket. A little bit of stretch, not like overdone. Enough to keep the product still secured in there. Then a bigger one here. Kind of looks like it's two because the way it kind of folds in. But I think that's kind of like slick and sleek actually. One thing I want to say about this, which I would definitely like to highlight here, is this doesn't overwhelm me. This feels really nice. I'm not really a big fan of organization, but I feel like one, with the stitching, absolutely stunning. Two, with the interior, the material and all, gorgeous. And three, just with keeping this quite minimal. I'll actually use these pockets. It's not just like, sometimes you get pen holders and my freaking pen doesn't even fit into it. So it becomes pointless and it feels like some brands just chuck things in and go, voila, have that small ass pocket. Hope you can fit something in there, and then you can't. So a little bit of space here as well. So with that kind of flexibility there, obviously you might compromise this pocket, but you can shove in like an extra jacket or an extra electronic if you wish. As long as you're padding it up, then you kind of have that front space depending on whether you use the organization or not. So those kind of bigger pockets here, 1, 2, 3. Obviously this is a little bit shorter. We've got like a pen pocket. You can maybe get 2 pens in there. Woo! A stretchy kind of mesh see-through pocket here, and then another wee pocket in the back. Then you have this pocket. I will of course give you measurements in a wee second. So a little bit of space for tech accessories if you wish, and then a zip pocket. Obviously we've got that pocket at the back, which is going to be your laptop compartment, but if you have extra books, extra accessories, then it's handy to have that there. Runs up to about 15.5, obviously with that curve, about 15, even with the curve, maybe 14, by about 10.5 is your cutoff. We have got the 15-inch MacBook Pro 2017. You can see that fits in there. Just gives you a little bit of an idea. If you didn't want to set that in there as well, I would just advise probably padding that up. Lovely stuff. And then you can lock that as well. Then from that one, you've got your main kind of compartment. So lockable zips again. The zips aren't coated. You can come from the top. If you want to come from the top, grab what you need here from that lovely little pocket, then you could do that. Or we can open her up. Plenty of space. Look at that. Nothing too overdone. Simple and to the point. You do have a wee pocket here on the side. If you were packing this up for a week away, we travel pack, and you wanted some liquids or chargers or anything, you could place them in there just to create a little bit of organization within your compartment, or use packing cubes. Just depends on how you pack. On this side, got a top pocket here, so as mentioned, you can put in what you need here so you don't have to open up the full bag. Usually you do have a wee pocket here, but I appreciate that they haven't just gone ahead and stuck one here. Sometimes I find that if you shove a pocket here and then you're compressing it down, sometimes this pocket just becomes too tight, and brands usually shove like a wee mesh pocket here and it just doesn't work most of the time. So I still enjoy that. Plenty of space, we'll be packing up, don't you worry folks. You've got that front pocket as mentioned. Swing the bag around, grab what you need. You've also got this top pocket. Not coated, but we do have a hooded zip. As you would have seen, that pocket in the main compartment kind of feeds into it, but you've got your fleece lined material. I mean, look how stunning that is. That's what you need, isn't it? Then going into the back pocket, you've got those lockable zips. This is your coated zip. Oh, make it easy for me to show you. Sorry for the angles and me literally the way I'm holding this bag. Lovely, stunning fleece line material here. You've got a false bottom, don't worry, I already shoved my old hand down there. Plenty of space here, I'll give you a wee measurement in a second, and then you have this top pocket. So this becomes handy for chargers, placing your chargers in there and having that little bit of organisation at the back. Absolutely appreciate and adore that space. Then if I can show you, if you did have an extra book, an extra document, you could shove her on in there. Plenty of padding with the Cadora material. You literally do not have to worry. That's amazing. It runs up to about 19. Obviously, we've got a curve there, so generally probably not going to be 19. About 12. 12 at a push, just a little bit before the aisle 12 mark. Wow, that's class. I can't even tap it because both my hands are in action. Let me tap it on my nose. Woohoo! Did that help at all? See where that 31 is? It's just in between 30 and 31 centimeters. That 15-inch again. Oh la la. Lovely jubbly. That fits in nicely. Moving that. Going on to the back system. What I'm here for. Because a bag can look great and do all what you need to do, but it needs to be freaking comfortable. One thing, can you all guess before I say it? Load lifters. Love it. Again, attention to detail. Look at that in there. Aye, class, I can really see. There. Lovely. Little thumb pillars on it, so it just helps when it's on your back to get that fit. The straps, thick. If you take this off a second, obviously the padded. You've got the air ventilation, you've got plenty of padding here. That same similar padding runs onto the back system that we've got. Got a little bit of airflow going through here. The straps kind of curve. You'll be able to see more in the fit check, so if you want to skip ahead to that, then you can go ahead. 1, 2 loopholes, a little D-hook on this, and then you've obviously got your rotational sternum strap with a little dangle stopper that I appreciate on that sternum strap. So it's magnetic close. I love that they've kept the theme of their hardware. They haven't like switched it up too much. I appreciate that. And then on here, little thumb puller, again, attention to detail, something I appreciate for sure. And you do have your dangle stopper that you can use on the straps. On the back system, you do have the luggage pass through. Then this will be space if you did want to add on a hip belt. It doesn't come with this. You will see a bit more in that fit check, so we can discuss there. Okay, without further ado, let's pack her on up. I'm going to start with the laptop compartment. 15-inch laptop charger in there. This will match the other laptop that I'm going to put in. Your Apple laptop charger will also fit in there as well. 1 pair of jeans, a pair of trousers, wash bag, phone charger, 1, 2, 3 tops, 4 tops, a light jacket. Oh, I just realised your little air tag could be here as well. It's discreet though, given that. Got a tech pouch here, makeup bag, bralettes, pants and socks, Nintendo DS, power bank and cable. If you wanted to set up your little work compartment, it's measured here. It's the Acer. Goes by 12 by 9. Some snacks. Kind of eats into that space. Like if I was to put that there, you'll feel it here. Let's see if I do it like here. Battery charger, pen, USB. I don't really want anything in those pockets just because it makes it awkward. So I might just put the book here. Passport organizer just sitting there. Keys, cards and AirPods, little smaller items. Then if we go to that fleece line pocket, I want to get my phone in. And I wanted to get my glasses in, but they would literally break in there, so let's not do that. And now we can see the sides. Do you know what's stopping it? You know the charger that I put in the main compartment, like that pocket? But it's also a bit too bulky, so let's go for the 750ml. I'm gonna have to adjust that plug. It's just stopping it from like moving. I just push it there. So just watch what we have in that pocket on the inside. If you have anything for your secret pocket, I'll show you a phone in there. You put your passport, whatever you fancy. Voila. Let me give you a weight of all that. It's 10 kg. Okay, time for a wee fit check, comfortability, and see how this feels and looks on the female body. Sorry, this is where I interrupt and just say, if you do happen to have a wee gander on the website of the products we are reviewing, then we would be so grateful if you could use our links below. This is no extra cost to you and it just helps us as a team and growing our channel. What's that? Oh, you would like me to introduce you to the team so you can see who you're helping out? No bother, let's go. First up, we have our editor, Orla, our outreach manager, Orla. Oh, there is our script writer, she's shy. She's called Orla. Then we have this sexy lady for thumbnails. The main star of our reviews is the reviewer herself, Orla. And last but not least, the woman who does it all. Her name is kind of like Lorla, but it's Orla. So don't forget to click that first link to purchase your item. So this is obviously with the jacket. So just something to keep in mind. You've got extra cushion here with this fluffy jacket going on. So just to show you this first. For reference, I'm 5'6". This is what it's like on me. Bring everything in how I like it. Definitely will say a hip belt is probably needed for long periods of time, especially depending on the weight that you're plopping in there. Sternum strap. Oh, I think we could do with a little bit more material, maybe. Just for those that are a bit broader here. The more you kind of go up, obviously it loosens a bit, but yeah, some of us are a little bit more broaded. I like the dangle stopper. I like the rotational zip system. Even with the jacket on, you can really feel that padding. You can feel the padding on the straps as well. Obviously they are very thick, but no issues with the kind of jacket on like so. I'm going to show you it with a thinner top on. I just wanted to show you this with a thinner kind of top on, so just in case you were taking this out on a hotter country, you were sweating, you needed to wear a thinner jacket. Definitely not uncomfortable. The material and everything, the padding's actually lovely, which it's definitely a pleasant surprise because I'm not a fan of this kind of material touching the oil skin. So, oh, we've got the sternum strap twisted. Yeah, that's what it's like on me. Lovely stuff, isn't it? What? For a water test, absolutely fantastic for water weather resistance. Kind of running away from the rain and running towards shelter, you'll be absolutely grand, but it's not one that you can submerge in the oil water. So for a wee airline test, we've got the replica here of EasyJet behind me, a really good base for Spirit Airlines, Delta Airlines and American Airlines as well. Don't know if that works the same for their carry-on, but I know it works the same. Like, I think it's like 1 inch off or 1 centimeter off for the, what do you call it, personal item. So might give you a good starting base if you go and check out EasyJet's measurements and then weigh it up, yada yada yada. It ain't gonna work as a personal item. It's a lot. It works as a carry-on. Okay, time for some pros and cons. So everyone, I want to know your pros and cons as well, because this is the first product from Aer that I am testing, and I have to say immediately from just opening up the package, looking at it, the build of it, the Kedora, I absolutely adore. If you don't know that over in the channel, that is one of the best kind of materials for me, as well as like X-Pack material. I just think it is a great long-lasting kind of backpack. So immediately in that sense, you're getting a great design and great thoughtful features. Like, it's not something that's overdone in terms of like their organization. They aren't just shoving things in there and on the bag for the sake of it. They've actually thought about things, even like down to like the little tabs to help you open up the bag. Gorgeous. I am adoring the fact, especially for the female body, that they have implemented load lifters. Love it. And another great thing when we think about a travel backpack or even a backpack in general is the anti-theft feature. So we've got those lockable zips. We've also got the secret pocket in there. Things like that just really help overall, especially like with a bag like this that's not too overdone. It's not branded completely. It's not flashy. It's just does what it needs to do, okay? Some cons to think about now. I will say it does get heavy. It is a wee heavy one. I mean, your starting weight, what was that, like I think it was like 1.9 kg, and then we're going up here at about 10 kg on my back, which kind of feeds into that we need like a hip belt there. If we're going to give a wee load lifters, just add in the hip belt with it. with this bag. You would have seen in the kind of overlay, a bit of a for me was that the fact that if I wanted to place my charger in the main compartment, then it was eating into the space of the water bottle, and I wasn't able to kind of maneuver in the bigger water bottle with as easy as I'd hope. Listen, I get it. I get the hype. I can see why, because of the whole design, the aspect of it, the simplicity of it. But please let me know below. What do you like about it? What don't you like? What works for you? It's just something to keep in mind then if people are coming over and watching this review, then they can kind of see your pros and cons as well. Don't feel like you can't leave me a wee list and all. That's class if you do that. But yeah, I'm definitely intrigued to review more of their products. So let me know as well what other ones that you would like me to review, and hopefully I'll get them on our list. But for this one, yeah, I feel like this would do well. And you know the way I used to pretend to fight in the backpacks? This would do well in the fight. Don't fight, kids. So that is the end of our review. We hope you enjoyed, and if you did, then why not consider joining the channel and hitting that subscribe button. If you do happen to have a wee gander over on their website and you're thinking about purchasing this bag or any other products, then we'd be forever grateful if you could use our links below. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.